In this video, we tell you the untold stories of American singer Susanna Hoffs, leader of the Bangles, while showing you some of her rare photos. Susanna broke her band apart when she became the center of attraction, and for the rest of her life, she lives in regret as she tries to fix what was clearly not her fault. But what was the real reason for the Bangles' disbandment? Let's find out. Susanna, for most of her life, has found it very challenging to focus on a single thing. She has dabbled into literally every niche in the entertainment industry: acting, dancing, music. And well, all of these increased her fame, but they also brought with them a lot of trouble. Susanna learned music from her uncle, who was a folk musician. At age 8, she could handle complex chords on the guitar. Although she enjoyed music, Hoffs has said that as a child she had no intention of becoming a music star. Her parents wanted her to become an actress or a dancer, so she trained hard as a ballet dancer. She was initiated into the music industry when her brother played her albums by the Ramones, Blondie, and Talking Heads. According to Hoffs, when she saw Patti Smith's performance in San Francisco, there was nothing she wanted more than to sing to her own audience. So together with her brother and a neighborhood friend, Hoffs formed her first music band. Their group was short-lived with no record of any performance or records. Susanna then traveled to California for a degree in art, and there she switched majors between dance, theater, film, and art. She graduated in 1980, but before then, Susanna was going to find love that would drag her to what she would spend all her life doing. Sometime in the late 70s, Hoffs and her then-boyfriend David Roback would start a music band. They called themselves the Psychiatrists, though they later changed it to Unconscious. Sadly, this band didn't have any performance or record before they both went their separate ways. But Susanna, with a broken heart, was not going to cry for too long. Life was about to compensate her for her troubles. Now, we're not sure which happened. Susanna put up an ad in the local newspaper in search of bandmates, or she responded to a similar ad asking musicians to join a band. Either way, Hoffs got together with sisters Vicky and Debbie Peterson for one of the most iconic musical groups of the 80s. During the band's early days, they recorded and produced in Susanna's parents' garage in Brentford, and they were originally known as Colors. Annette Zielinskis would later join them as the bass player. Hoffs was on the rhythm guitar. Vicky handled the lead guitar while her sister Debbie played the drums. Susanna has publicly discussed their struggles as an all-girls band trying to break through a male-dominated industry. It was so bad that, at some point, their only audience was teenage boys who kept up with them because they enjoyed their flirtatious stage presence. Luck would shine on them when they were discovered by Miles Copeland of IRS Records, and he signed them to his Faulty Products label. The group released their first eponymous EP in 1982. This was poorly received, and that same year, the band broke off from Faulty Products. The following year, they were signed by Columbia Records. Zielinskis left, and she was replaced by Michael Steele. Their first album under this new contract was not going to be successful as well, but their breakthrough finally came with the 1986 album, Different Album. This album housed singles like Manic Monday, which peaked at number 2 on the US charts, and Walk Like an Egyptian, which would later become their first gold record single. Other notable hits from the group include In Your Room and Eternal Flame. There are so many stories as to why the Bangles decided to disband at the peak of their career, and Susanna would narrate how a tour tore them apart. They went against their management's instructions to travel, but they would cancel the tour abruptly, and the bandmates decided that it was the end for them. Like you're thinking right now, a tour is too flimsy an excuse for a band like the Bangles to break apart, and you're right. There was lots of build-up to this, but the 1989 tour was the breaking point. Part of that build-up was the fact that Susanna was projected as the leader of the group. Hoffs was the lead vocalist on 5 of the 7 Bangles Columbia singles, so it was easy for her to be identified as the lead singer. Another thing was that she was shorter than everyone else, so photographs had her in the front of the band. This caused a lot of internal tension and eventually destroyed the band's harmony. Speaking on the tour, Susanna said that the band was reluctant to go as they were all tired, but with increasing pressure from their fans, they obliged. But somewhere in between, the stress would hit, and everyone felt that it was time to work on their individual career. Susanna got the band together again 10 years after their split for the 1999's Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me. Although they went on a tour and released new albums, they just couldn't make their audience love them again as they used to. While we're not sure if they're still together today, what we do know is that there is definitely no bad blood between them. Bangles was slightly different from other bands of their time who patronized performance drugs. In a recent interview, Hoffs confessed that although the Bangles were never deep into substance abuse, they still did a lot of alcohol. According to her, giving up drinking was one of the toughest battles she ever faced. "I wish I was one of those people who can enjoy a glass of wine every once in a while, but I just never felt good about it," Hoffs confessed. While she tried so hard not to make drinking a habit, Hoffs needed a new hobby to cope with the stress from her demanding career. I don't know how she did it, but for her strong thirst, Susanna Hoffs said that she quenched it by watching a movie every night. Hard to believe, but Susanna Hoffs struggled with stage fright during her early days at the Bangles. In the video Walk Like an Egyptian, there's a close-up shot of Susanna's face as she moves her eyes from side to side. According to Hoffs, she focused on selected members of the crowd to help with her stage fright, and she didn't even realize that it was going to be the focal point of the video. Hoffs' first and only marriage was to filmmaker Jay Roach. They met at a dinner party arranged by mutual friends, and according to Jay, before he met her, he had never heard of the Bangles. The couple share two sons, Sam Roach and Jackson Roach, and they've lived together ever since. But Susanna has had a lot of romantic flings before Jay, and the most popular might be with the Canadian actor Michael J. Fox. The most interesting thing about this ship is that Michael claims that he remembers nothing about it. Maybe because Michael is currently in a battle with Parkinson's disease, and as the Parkinson Foundation reported, memory loss is a primary symptom. Anyway, Susanna continues to be tight-lipped about her dating history, but here are a few other people she has been romantically connected with: Donovan Leitch Jr., Emilio Estevez, and Stavo Glendinning. What has she been up to? Susanna continued with her solo career after the Bangles breakup, and some of her popular releases after then include Bob Dylan's I Will Keep It With Mine, My Side of the Bed, and Lou Reed's I Will Be Your Mirror. Around this time, she also made her acting debut in the 1987 comedy All Night. The movie tanked at the box office and was described as being commercially unsuccessful. More recently, in 2023, Hoff released her fifth studio album, The Deep End, and it was met with favorable reviews, with Lily Moyeri of Spin magazine publicly commending the singer for being able to hit all the notes she did 40 years ago. Susanna also found success with her debut novel, The Bird Has Flown, a romantic comedy about a musician who tries to make her mark in the industry. Susanna Hoffs, now 65, seems to be aging backward. She enjoys celebrity life in Los Angeles with her family. Hoffs has an estimated net worth of $10 million. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos of beautiful actresses from the yesteryears.